people jump on here. I just wanted to have everybody mute their phones for a second and their laptops, and I'll just talk for a second. A lot of people don't know me on this call, but my name is Lisa Burdick, and I'm a one-star diamond coach with Beachbody, obviously. And I've been here since 2013, March 2013. And I built a business from then, and I've loved it. And I have 2 young kids. They're 15 and 12, and I'm a nurse part-time. So, and then I do Beachbody part-time. So I just wanted to do a team call tonight with a few different team members because we have a lot of stuff going on with our team, and it's pretty awesome. Jesse, I don't know if you know this, but you're actually right below me down in our organization. You're a few coaches below me in our organization on my right side.
Am I really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really sure. I really didn't know where we were. So.
Yeah. Because Tina, it goes Tina, then Lindsay Cheatham, then myself, and then Lindsay McGuire, Sarah, and then Lindsay McGuire, and then Anna. All of them are on that one side. So you're on a really good side there. So anyway, so I invited Lindsay's team on here because we have Julian with Julian. Is that you say Julian or Julien? How do you say that?
Okay, it's Julene.
Julene, okay.
Yes.
Julene is new to Beachbody also, and she just got her first rank as Diamond Coach. So I wanted her to talk for a little bit on this call. And then, of course, we have Jesse Miller. I don't know if everybody knows Jesse yet, but if you haven't, you will, because he is rocking his team business. So I want him to come on the call because he's new too. He's only been 3 months, a little over 3 months in, and he's already rank advanced pretty quick to 2-star. I wanted to show you guys something real quick for those that don't know some of the rankings real quick before we talk about this. And then I'll have Julene talk first, and then we'll have Jesse talk. I'm going to screen share real quick just for the new coaches that are on here. Hopefully. Here we go. Okay, so when we're talking about rank advancement here for the new coaches, this is a little picture of it. First, you have your coach, and then the Emerald coach, you have a coach on each side. When you hit Ruby coach, you have an Emerald coach on each side, plus one more coach. When you hit Diamond, which is what Julene hit, you have an Emerald on both sides, and so they both have 2 coaches, and then you have 6 other personally sponsored coaches. So I wanted people to understand what we're talking about tonight with Diamond. So it's a big deal when you hit your first rank as a Diamond there. Well, it's your 3rd rank, but when you get your Diamond, because you really start growing a team, you become a team leader. Now with Jesse, what he's done, I've never seen it done on our team yet, is he's gotten to 2-star Diamond. So I brought this picture up real quick. And what it means is, for one, he's a Diamond himself. So you saw all those coaches he had to have himself. But then he also has a Diamond on his one leg, which also has that many coaches. I think it's 12 coaches for a Diamond. And then for a 2-star Diamond, he has to have a Diamond on each leg. So this is his team so far. He's blowing it out of the water, and it's pretty amazing. So I wanted you all to see what it meant to be a 2-star. It's pretty big. So, and it opens up his business center to even more amazing things. So stop sharing that. Okay, so I just wanted to share that really quick. Is everybody muted? I still hear some feedback, and then I'll have Julene talk. There we go, that's good. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna introduce Julene really quick. You don't have to be quick, Julene. This is the first time I've met her, but I know that she's doing really well. She's on Lindsay McGuire's team. And for you guys that don't know Lindsay McGuire yet, she will be getting on the call, but she's been a coach since February 2014. She has 2 lifetime diamonds. She's lost 60 pounds, and she's gone from a size 14 to a size 6. And she also was invited to be in a T25 infomercial in New York City. So it's pretty amazing what Lindsay's done. And so if you look on the infomercials in the middle of the night, you can see Lindsay in the background behind Shanti working out. It's pretty cool. So she'll be coming on a call in a few. She's putting her kids to bed. They're on vacation right now. So I invited Jesse and Julene because Julene, like I said, just got Diamond. So I want her to talk about a little bit about herself, why she got into Beachbody, and what she's doing to make this work for her business so far. So go ahead, Julene. I'll mute myself and you can go ahead and talk.
Okay. Let's see. A little bit of background about myself. I have ran since I was 12, and I'm now 32 years old. And then in college, I had a scholarship to run varsity cross country. And also in college, I had battled anorexia. I wasn't officially diagnosed, but it was something that I struggled with, and I was able to snap myself out of it before I ended up in the hospital with some major health issues. So after that, I had graduated college, had gotten married, had 2 kids, and I had lost the weight really easily after my first 2 kids. But then God had different plans for us, and we ended up pregnant with a 3rd. And after our 3rd pregnancy, I wasn't able to lose the weight as I had in the first 2. So I spent about 3 years trying to lose the weight on my own, being active, eating healthy, because I had already, been doing that since I was 12. So then I currently am a teacher. I teach general music with kindergarten through 5th graders. And I was also coaching cross country, and I coached about 8 years. And then the district had some policy changes, and I was no longer allowed to bring my own personal children to practice and meets with me. So I had to give up coaching, which was my passion. And I really was suffering with a broken heart for the last about 1.5 to 2 years. So, on top of battling, losing this baby weight, I wasn't happy with fully in my career and that kind of thing. So then I came across Lindsay McGuire because she lives in our district. She actually has a daughter who will be coming into our district this year as a kindergartner. And I came across her from a bunch of mutual friends on Facebook. And I started following her, and I watched her for about 3 months. And then I finally reached out to her in April. And it took me a good month or so to actually start into the 21-day fix. And so I was a challenger for 1 cycle, so for 21 days. And then Lindsay had convinced me to at least try coaching. So I pretty much within the first week, I hit my emerald rank, even without really any sort of training. And Lindsay kind of walked me through that process because I had no idea what I was doing, but just talking to fellow teachers, and was able to sign up a couple. So I'm now 2 months in, maybe about 2.5 months. And last week I hit diamond. And I was, with this Beachbody coaching, I'm finally able to fill that void that I have lost through not being able to coach cross country. My lifelong dream of coaching cross country is no longer possible until my kids are older. And so this is my way of helping people and helping them to live healthier lives. And actually I'm impacting, I feel, a lot more people than I ever did with cross country. So that's kind of my backstory. And Lisa had asked me to give a couple tips on what I feel has helped me and what I feel is really important. So the first thing, and I know it's one of our vital behaviors, but personal development, and not so much just reading books, but I YouTube all day long. So as I'm doing dishes, as I'm doing laundry, as I'm cleaning the house, I have the top coaches going on YouTube, and I'm just listening to them. I may not always watch them, but I'm listening. Even when we're getting ready to camp, I've got the YouTube videos going, and I'm listening in my earbud. And my kids now ask, Mommy, why are you listening to YouTube again? So it's quite often that I'm listening to top coaches and seeing what they recommend. And then also I live off of Audible, which is basically a Google application that is books on tape in the modern version. So I don't have much time to sit down and read with 3 young kids, all under the age of 8. And so I've got Audible going in my car, with my earbud in, as much as I can with the kids. Second of all, I have learned that it's really, really important to be vulnerable. As a teacher, I struggled with sharing my story and sharing the before and after pictures. I was really worried about my job because our union has preached so much about, keep it clean. For the longest time, they didn't even want us on Facebook or social media. So just about 2 weeks ago, I finally put out my before and after pictures. And I think that was finally what was able to get me over the top with hitting diamond. And I have learned more and more that the posts that seem commercial, they don't impact anybody. But when you really lay your feelings and your emotions out on the line, people are listening. And so I really get a thrill out of impacting people's lives. And so when I get those messages back, oh my gosh, you're motivating me so much. It makes me feel like $1,000,000. And it's just important. People want to know you're human, and then they start to trust you. And my third is being positive and making sure that you overcome the negativity. In the last 2 months, this has been such a roller coaster, emotional roller coaster, and I'm a very emotional person as it is. And so literally from one day to the next, you can feel like you're on cloud 9 to all the way hit rock bottom. Nobody's listening to you. Nothing's happening. And so that's really my focus right now with watching all of these, top coaches and their YouTube videos is, how to overcome that negativity and the no's, and not focusing on the no's, because the more no's you get, the more yeses you get. And I'm even starting to screenshot those positive remarks that I get from people. Thank you so much for doing this. You're really motivating me. So that I can go back and I can see those, and I'm able to focus on those positives and those people that I'm really impacting. And it's really helping me to overcome those very low valleys and stay on top of the positive mountain. So that's where I'm at now, and it's been about 2 months in, and it has been such a fabulous adventure. So
that's awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear about your cross, the coaching, the cross training for your, for the track. That's terrible.
Yeah, it's modern day society, I guess. Everything is a liability to everybody, right. So everybody has to cover their butts.
Right. But it's so cool that you didn't even know Lindsay then before all this.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
It's been about 1.5 years since they told me that my kids can't be with me, and I had to choose to be a mother rather than a coach.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, that's a great story. And you had a great transformation. I'm glad you posted your pictures. I didn't know you had posted them up to look back at your wall. So, but yeah, stories, I know it's a sensitive issue for being a teacher. I had a teacher on my team too. But did you get a lot of positive feedback at work?
We haven't started school yet. We actually, technically, the teachers start on Thursday. Okay. I know that I've talked to a couple teachers, and they have just been ecstatic and didn't even think about, hey, I'm in a sports bra and tiny shorts. It's more, holy cow, look at her and look at the difference and look what she's done for her for her body to become more healthy, and what an inspiration she is. So far, so good. Okay. As long as, I didn't, make anybody mad by them, but so far, so good.
Well, I admire you for doing that, because I know it's a big deal putting your own pictures out there. So good for you for doing that. And you're right about, the ups and downs in this business. I still have them being 2.5 years in. You're going to have that, and the personal development is what always got me through. So you just got to concentrate on those positives, because that is what this business is all about. I mean, I've never run my own business either. So having some people say no or whatever, I'm not used to that, and not being good at something, I'm not used to not knowing how to handle that. So the positive development personal development definitely helped with that issue too. So, and with your coaches, are they like challengers, like doing discount coaching? Or
yeah, most of them, the 6 out of the 8 underneath me have been just discount coaches. A lot of parents through school that I'm Facebook friends with, and then my 2 active coaches are also parents as well. that were first challengers, and I was able to see, their, what's the word? I can't even think of the word.
Transformation.
Thank you. And just how active they are in the groups. And, from there, it's just kind of a convincing game of, this could be really great. One of my coaches, Kim Poland, actually had in the first week, she posted her, she posted her before and after pictures, and within the first week she had 7 coaches sign up. So we're waiting for her to turn diamond. We're hoping within the next couple weeks. And, my other coach, Nicole, she's more of a take her time and really watch and see and learn. And I think one day that she will be absolutely amazing. And then I also have another Emerald coach, my husband, who actually has lost 40 pounds in 2 months. He decided to join me after seeing what I've done. And so it's kind of fun because Lindsay keeps telling me you can be 3-star within, by the end of the year, by no doubt. So we'll see what happens. And, it's been a fun adventure.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so cool that your challengers, they say that 80% of diamond coaches were challengers first because they were proof the products work. They love the products. Well, there's Lindsay. And so that's what's so important too. A lot of the challengers come out and they're coaches. And I know Jesse has a lot of challengers that have had awesome transformations that are now coaching too. So I'm anxious to hear from him. But thank you so much for sharing your story, Julene. That was awesome.
Thank you for asking me.
I know. Everybody, she was really nervous to do this, but she was awesome, didn't she? She did great. So thank you, Julene, for doing that.
Thank you.
Sure. I look forward to working with you. And then we have Lindsay McGuire is here now. You want to say hi, Lindsay, real quick? Then we'll get to Jesse. I already told them a little bit about you. So, can she hear me? Can you hear it?
Can you hear me now?
There you are.
Take these off though.
Okay. But yeah, so this is Lindsay McGuire. She's the other one. Jesse, I don't know if you've met Lindsay yet.
I met her at the Super Saturday.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It was an awesome Super Saturday, and that's when she told her story. So, yep, she has an amazing transformation. Also, she's lost 60 pounds, like I said before, and she's in the T25 infomercial. So we're happy to have a team call tonight with Lindsay and her team. And now we're going to hear from Jesse. And Jesse's going to tell us what he's doing. What are you doing? I mean, you guys, he's only been in this business. I don't know much about Jesse yet, so I can't edify him just yet. But I know he's a nurse, a surgical nurse. He's working as a sales rep for surgeons now. He's from Columbus, Ohio. He has 2 kids. He has a wife that's having an amazing transformation. You guys have to go to his wall. He's so much fun. Their videos are awesome. He's just so, I don't know, he's just so confident. But I know that's because, for one, you're a nurse, and with that sales background, you have that confidence. I mean, you have a lot of people to help, but your transformation was amazing. So what are you doing that is like, well, first tell us about you, Jesse. Well, we need to hear more about you because you're amazing, but, and then tell us what's working for you.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. I'll try to, I get to talking. If you see my other webinars or things I've done, I get talking. So you have to just cut me short when I get there, but I've got some good stuff for you. My story, just like you said, I was a surgical nurse for 18 years, switched over to sales rep. I just wanted to get out of being in the OR as far as, on that side of the table, I guess you'd say, and a little bit more freedom. Instead of clocking in and clocking out, I wanted to get away from that. And I think that mentality is where I was. And I've always been that way. I've always been the type to be the entrepreneur. I've done other things other than just the nursing thing. I've built apps. I've built games. You can actually go to iTunes and look up my name, Jesse Miller, and I've got like 100 games on iTunes right now. So that's not a plug either, guys. I'm just, but yeah, I've done a lot of different things, and I think that's where I've come into my my realm here with Beachbody, just as an entrepreneur and being confident and having confidence in everything I do. And I think that's what I want to point out tonight, is to make sure you guys have that confidence. And the way you get that confidence is by doing the things that you need to do every single day, and feeling that confidence, you know, just going in you, and just knowing that, you know, you can do this, and knowing that you're getting results, and that you want to share these results, and that the thing that you have is so powerful. You know, it just, with Shakeology alone, I have seen transformations that have just blown my mind, and I know what it does. But every time I see it, it just still blows my mind that, you know, we have such a product here that no one else has. And we're able to use this to help change people's lives and make a great living at it if we choose. And I think that, for me, has really pushed me to, you know, where I feel so confident. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if I hear no's. It doesn't matter if people say, you know, oh, there's that guy Jesse again doing another video. You know, it doesn't matter, because what matters to me is that if I'm reaching people and they're seeing my videos, and I know every single day, if they just go on the Facebook, they're going to either see my face, or they're going to see me dancing, or they're going to see me working out. They're going to see something, and eventually it's going to inspire them when they're in their lowest, and they're going to come and they're going to come find me, and they're going to say, hey, you know, I've been watching your videos, and, you know, I just had somebody, I just signed up the other day, and same situation. She said, should I go to Beachbody and sign up, or do I need to sign up through you? Totally just out of the nowhere. I didn't even know who she was. Totally just, and I signed her up. I mean, that quick. Challenge Pack, she's in there, and she's an amazing. She signed up as a coach, by the way. So, I mean, these are the ways. Yeah, these are the ways that, you know, you have to get out there. You have to post every day. And I'm going to go into this, but I just want to, you know, stress that the confidence doesn't come from just me having that sales background. It comes from what we have, knowing what we have, knowing your product, knowing what you have to offer people. That's where the confidence comes from. And knowing that we're changing lives every single day. And no matter what they say, or whoever, you know, I get people that tell me, even trainers, I go after them. I don't care. I'll go after them all day long. And I love watching what they say to me. They're like, oh, we don't like that Beachbody thing. It's, you know, we have to work individually with each person to change their lives, because each person's different. Listen, I know that. Trust me. I've got tons of people. I've got a challenge group that has over 60 people in it every single day that I talk to. Trust me, I know these people, and they're all different, every single one of them. And I love every one of them. So, you know, to me, it's all about having something to give more than, you know, than what we're going to receive. And I know that by doing this, we're able to change a lot of lives. So, you know, yeah. But, you know, with what I do is, you know, I just try to stay consistent, and I'm going to talk about that as well. But again, with my background, it doesn't change the fact of what we have here. So I want to stress that enough. I know, you know, people think, oh, he's in sales. He's able to sell people. He's able to do confidence. That's where his confidence comes from. It doesn't, because this is not a sales thing. It totally isn't. Because you can get on here all day and try to sell. People don't see your face unless they go to your Facebook wall. And then when they go to your wall and they see me dancing, you know, they either got one choice, either to figure out I'm either a lunatic or some kind of, you know, crazy person going, you know, just making videos. I don't know. But, you know, it's one of those situations that you just have to focus every single day, stay consistent. And when people see that, and they see that you're consistent, and they see that you're constantly focused, and you're here to do something other than just for yourself to sell them, they are going to jump on your wagon and just ride that bad boy until you can get them. And I tell you, they're going to love it. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to love it. And they're going to thank you. And they're going to send you these little messages. And what I do is I take these messages that I get and I copy them and I make little images next to them. And I use those when I send them to new people. I'm like, look, here's my testimonials. These are people that are getting it now. I use that. And it's amazing, because when they see this, they see these are real people getting results. So, I mean, I'm going to get a drink of water. So I've been outside all day. Excuse me. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into some really nitty gritty stuff that's going to help you. And what I want you to focus on. This is what I do every single day. And it comes down to just being consistent and making sure that you guys do these things every single day. Don't do them. All right, so I'm gonna say this before we get started. I want you guys to know, do not reinvent the wheel, but don't steal the wheels off someone else's car. And the reason I say that is because, I love when people go and they grab things. Like, I have my coaches do it all day long. They'll take my stuff and they'll reuse it. But I have to tell them, turn it around and use it in your own way. Use the same thing, but use it in your own way. I found my content, on other people's wall, an image of my own food on their wall. So, I mean, it's I'm okay with that though. For me, it just shows that I'm doing something right. And, and really it's just showing that some people just need to take a little bit more time to invest in their business and focus on, making things better for themselves. But yeah, what we're going to do is I want you to make sure, obviously everybody make sure they're doing the 3 vitals all day long. And I'm going to pull this up here, get a little bit more light. 3 vitals. If you guys aren't doing your 3 vitals, and that's, what that is, invite, personal development, and your product of the product. Well, obviously we're a product of product. That's part of your deal here. When you're posting every day, you're going to throw in a couple of posts of yourself here, getting your results. This is what's going to draw people in. Every time I put a picture of myself or one of my coaches that has huge results, how many people message me? What are they doing? What are they doing? I mean, this is so crazy. This is probably one of your most powerful things that you have is using those results. And if you don't have results yet, doesn't matter. Use what you have. Take what you have now and take a picture of yourself where you're going to be. Say write a little image that says 100 and something pounds that you're going to lose next to you. Be creative. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have results. People want to join you because of you anyway, but it's your journey that they're attracted to. You have a journey. You have a story. Everybody has a story. And I know you've heard this a million times. And maybe you haven't figured out, well, what's my story? Just stop and think about it. What is your story? Go look in the mirror and think about it. You talk to yourself for a minute. You probably sound crazy, but ask yourself these questions. Who am I? What makes me me? And when you do that, that's part of your branding. That's your story. And that's what you're going to use to drive your post. And your posts are this is all recipe, guys. If you guys haven't got this recipe down yet, you got to have it all. You got to have your 3 vital behaviors. You got to be posting every single day. And you got to be making sure that you're connecting with people every single day. If you guys aren't doing this, you're missing out. And that's why you're not being successful. Every single day I do the exact same things. I've got 3 things that I focus on. And that's it. Just the 3 things. My 3 vital behaviors is 1. My invites, which is follow-up. So you have the invites and the follow-up. So that's really 2. And then post every day, 3 to 5 times. Those are your most 3 valuable things that you can do. All right. If you don't do anything else, those 3 things will bring you success. And I tell you what, a book that I actually, it's funny as Julene that she's talking about Audible, because that's all I got is Audible. I had a crap load of books on here, and that's all I do. But I'll listen to it, and I think it's amazing that she says that, because if you find that the top coaches, they all do the same thing. People who are successful in this business, we all do the same thing. We start out, we get as much research as we can get done. And I would tell you what, I was on YouTube the same way. And I'm on YouTube. I was on there last night for probably 3 hours before my wife had to come in and ask me what I was doing. But, you get caught up in watching these videos because you're wanting to learn. And that is what drives this. That's what drives this business, is wanting to learn more so you can share that. All right? You can share that with your coaches. You can share that on the calls like this. But this is what's going to help you be successful. You know who gets more out of this call than anybody on this call? Me. Because I'm teaching you something new. But honestly, it's helping me create a better leader. It's helping me create something more, because now I'm getting ideas. It's making me think more. So honestly, you're helping me be a better leader. That's why you got to step up. You got to be leaders. You got to be somebody who's going to go out there, take charge, find the videos, find the top people, take that in, get the knowledge, and then go give that knowledge back to your coaches or whoever you're trying to influence. That's where your content comes from. So if you're not out there doing it, you're just doing yourself a disservice. Yes, I congratulate you for being on this call tonight, because I tell you, it's hard to get people on these calls, especially on Monday night. You got the soccer games, you got the football games, you got all these things going on, and it's hard to get this. Moms, I understand. I'm a dad, and I'm gonna tell you what, I see a guy on here right now. I don't know your name. I've seen your face before, but I tell you what, the guys, this is the deal. We have a harder deal on here when we're trying to connect with the ladies, because you know this business is 98% women, but that's okay. That's okay, because we are dads, all right? We are dads. We understand what these ladies have gone through, so we can relate to the other ladies. That's why I relate to the women so well, because I understand. I went through this with my wife. So the kids, the issues that, that they go through, we know and we understand this. So don't ever feel like you can't connect with these people, because you have something that relates to them. So when you're building, try to think about the things that you relate to. Obviously, I'm in the medical field, so I go after nurses all day long. Nurses are bad. Teachers and nurses, I would sign nurses and teachers up all day long, because they are the awesome, and that's on my team right now. You know who are on my team right now that are successful? 2 of the nurses are on my team. They're both going diamond. One of them just went diamond in 30 days. The other one's about to go diamond. And then I got another lady who's on the other side. She's a house mom, but she's a teacher. She home teaches. So they understand their values. They understand how things are. But that's my niche. That's what I go after, because I understand them. I relate to them. But I do relate to women who are moms, and this is what you have to do. Don't ever feel like you have to go after something different, because there are things that you can do to be relatable to these people. You have that. So that was just a little shout out to the guys. I know we have a little bit harder sometimes, but really, if you just take that in, guys, you use your confidence and you stay legit, and you constantly post every single day, people are going to see that you're there, you're being active, that you're showing up every day. And this is what they're going to look for when they're ready to commit, because they don't want somebody that's going to just show up every once in a while. They want somebody that's going to be there every day, and they're going to show up and have a purpose, and they're going to trust you. And that trust is what you're going to build your business on, because once they trust you and get a challenge group, they're going to become a coach. Then once they become a coach, they're going to trust you to lead them. So you have to be a leader from day one. Being a leader is posting every day, doing your 3 vitals, being active in every single thing that you can do, showing up for the Super Saturdays, showing up for these calls, showing up for the summit. These are the things you have to show up for, because if you're not even trying to show up for a call, how are you going to show up and be active in your challenge groups? How are you going to show up and be active as a leader when you're not leading? You're not being a leader when you're not showing up. So that's important, guys. What I do is in my post, I'm kind of throwing things out here at you. I hope you're writing it down. I had like 10 things I wanted to go over, so I want to keep it short. I know there's, like I said, I keep talking, but I can go on forever. If you post 3 to 5 times a day, and I know some of you guys work, or probably most of you guys work, we all work. But if you post 3 to 5 times a day and you can't get your post on there 3 to 5 times a day, what you want to do is make sure you at least post 2 to 3 times within a certain time. All right. So what you want to do is make sure you post between, I usually post between 9, 12, and 3. And then I do like a 6 and a 9. So if you can get in between those times, those are good times to post. All right. Also, what I do is I like to sandwich post. I bet none of you guys have heard that before. Okay? A sandwich post. What I do is, so say it's 7 o'clock right now. I would post something either funny or maybe something of me dancing. And then what that does, it draws people in and then I'll post something like an hour right after that. So what happens is you got people coming in and they're seeing that post that you just posted, and they're getting more activity to that, which is going to draw people to your most important thing. And then what I do is I'll post that funny or me dancing or something like that, so I can draw people in. And then on my post that I want to get them to commit to something, either a challenge group, maybe a coach peak, or just anything, whatever I want to get them to commit to. I'll basically post that, and then what will happen is after people start to come in, they'll see that post, but they'll also see my post above that, and that's what's going to give them more attraction to that post. So that's what I call a sandwich post. Yes, you can use Hootsuite. By the way, I didn't mention that, but if you don't know about it, you can use Hootsuite, guys. So if you do work, you can post with Hootsuite. With my job, I'm in sales all day, so I have a little bit more access to it. So, I mean, honestly, it's just about how much you want this. You find these ways to do it, and you'll get it done. Let's see. Basically, just make, again, guys, if you guys are posting every day, and if you're doing your 3 body behaviors and you're following those 3 rules I just told you, if you do this every single day and you show up and you make sure you're following through, you're going to get results, because you're going to have people constantly coming through. You're going to constantly have people that you can talk to, and you're actually going to have to be able to build your business faster. Network, build your network. If you're not building your network, you're losing out, period, no matter what. All right. So if you're not building your network, what you need to do is make sure you're at least going out and friending people that you have on your list. Now, I know my wife has a hard time, literally, she has a hard time getting people to friend her back sometimes. So, I know it's not easy, but as you start to get better at this and people start to see your posts every day, you're going to have more access to more people, because they're going to start friending you. And then on top of that, they're going to see that you have posts on there that's going to be more attracted to it, because maybe one post you did might not attract a certain person. So when they come and see your page because you friended them, that might be something that they don't want to see. And so if you're constantly posting something, you're always changing things up. You're staying consistent, but you're changing things up, and you're not. It's like a news feed on your own wall. So it gives them something valuable each time. So I noticed with mine, I usually get about 100 to probably maybe 300 people friending me back a week. So I literally grew my network within a month to 1,000 people. So, I mean, but these are the things you have to do. You have to do these things. This is how you're going to grow. This is how you're going to get value. With my coaches, this is what I do with them. I constantly make sure that I have them doing these 3 valuable things. That's how I got my first coach to diamond in 30 days. That's how I got my second coach to diamond in 30 days. And that's how my third coach is about to be diamond. She needs 2 more people. She'll be diamond, and she'll be in 30 days. So how am I doing this? Right there. Every day. I show up. I make sure I'm doing my 3 vitals. I make sure I'm posting. I make sure I work out every day. I make sure I'm showing people that I'm working out. Be creative. Be yourself. Brand you. So when people come, they see you. They understand who you are, and they are attracted to you. You have something to offer to them. You do matter. If you've been to Summit this year, you do matter. All right? So it doesn't matter what other people think. You matter to somebody. So it's just up to you to go out and find those people, guys. It really is. That's really all. I mean, as far as keeping it short, I'm trying to cut this down. I have a huge list here. So I'm trying to give you the nuggets, okay? So that's, unless you guys have questions, I'm going to pass it back over. But those are the main things I would suggest you guys do. If I have other things that I've done with videos that I've talked more in depth with this stuff, guys. So if you go find those, be more than happy to share with you as well. But I don't want to take away from anybody else that's going to be on this call tonight. But honestly, guys, you can do this. I mean, I've only been doing this for 3.5 months, and I'm about to be a 3-star diamond. My wife's, she's pretty close to being Ruby now. So actually, I'll probably go 4-star in 5 months to 6 months. I'll probably be a 5-star diamond. Now, honestly, this is all about rank, guys. honestly, you still want to build deep, okay? And that's another story. That's another webinar. But, you know, again, you want to be building this team. You want to have people that are going to grow. You're going to have people that are going to quit. You know, what I do is when I bring people in, I bring them in as coaches. I don't have just challengers. I know some people do that different. They'll bring them in, they want to get them results, and then they bring them into coaching. For me, it's always just bring them in, get them on the discount. It's a better deal anyway. We get them in, let them try the product. I don't try to make them a coach. I just make them a premier customer. So what I do is I just tell them when I bring them in, listen, I'm going to make you a premier customer. You're going to be basically getting a huge discount. So as a premier customer, you have VIP access. You get 25% discounts. You get all these other cool things. You get Shakeology for $30 less. Yes, you pay $15, but it offsets with the $30. And on top of that, you get on demand for 30 days. So you can go try any of our products and see if you like it. Maybe there's something else you want. You get a 25% discount on that. It's a no-brainer. So that's how I bring them in. Once I get them in, I just let them go through the challenge group. My challenge group is amazing, guys. I've got every one of my coaches in there. They're all active because that's my main thing. If they're not doing it, then they're not going to be successful. You have to be in these challenge groups. You have to be there every day. You got to be posting, because if you're not there as a coach, your challengers aren't going to be there. Why should they show up? It's just like you on this call. You know, if I didn't show up, if the leaders didn't show up, you guys aren't going to be here. So that's why it's so important. Make sure you guys show up. Make sure you're posting every day. Make sure you do your workouts and you post it. Whether they show up and talk or not, if you're doing it every day, you have something you can go back to tell them, hey, you know, I've seen you haven't posted in a couple of days. Where have you been? And, oh, here's another thing, guys. This is a good thing. I treat all my customers, even if I do have some here and there, when I bring them in, I tell them, when you start to fall off and you start to slack off, do you want me to leave you alone, or do you want me to aggravate the crap out of you? Every single time they say, keep on them. Reason they do this is because they want to feel like they're really going to be part of this. But here's the key to that. When you start doing this, you're starting to get their wheels turning for them. They're starting to already be part of the business, because what you've done is, this is the same thing you're going to do with your coaches. All right, so now you went from challenger, you got them thinking, all right, he's going to be on me if I don't do this. And you're already telling them, hey, if you don't show up, do you want me to leave you alone, or do you want me to be on you? Well, this is what we tell our coaches too. When you don't show up, do you want me to leave you alone, or do you want me to help you, come find you and do things for you? Eric Ward all day long. If you haven't read that, you need to get on it too. So these are the things that's going to make you successful. If you're not doing your personal development, you're losing out, because these are things that help me, because I pick up these little nuggets and I add them into my business, and it just fits wherever I make it fit. And then I try it. It works. I move on. But that's what I do. Okay? But that's pretty much all I've got to share with that stuff, guys. If you have questions, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions, guys.
Wow, Jesse, that was awesome.
You know, it's been a long day, guys.
No, I could listen to you all night.
Soccer's got my throat about gone, so I apologize.
No, Jesse, you're so motivating. I can't thank you enough for being on our call. I know that Olivia had a question. She was wondering if you had a like page or if you use Instagram.
I use both, honestly, but here's the deal. I don't use them. Okay, so what I mean by that is I have built them, and I continue to use them and do things, but I don't use them to grow at this point. But it is key to go ahead and start doing these things, because once you start to take off, once you start having tons of coaches, and you will, because you're going to be successful, right? Everybody on this call is going to be successful, right? Because that's the mentality, right? Okay. So what you want to do is you want to start preparing for this. You want to prepare to be successful. So successful people prepare. Just like prepping your food, just like doing all these things that you do in your challenge group, you're prepping. Prep your stuff. Get your stuff ready. If you're not using Instagram, set it up. Have it going. Run your pictures through there every day. Whether you're building a following right now or not, do it every day. Show up. Same with your like page. If you go to my like page, it's Jesse Miller Fitness. Go like it. Fine. But, you know, basically, it's just me with a bunch of videos. I post videos on there every day. Hopefully somebody will watch it and then come find me. you know, but it's not how I build my business. I build my business with my Facebook. And what I do is I post every day.
Yep.
And I do my 3 vital behaviors. That's it, guys. I just do that every day, and I invite. It's boring, but you know, it works. It really does. It's not hard. It's just tedious, but it's simple. But you got to do it.
That's awesome. And then when you sign up your premier customers, I love that, by the way, instead of discount coaches, that's awesome. Do you have them call to cancel that club membership if they don't want to, or do you do that for them?
I give them a week before I do anything. So this is what I do. I sign them up. I want them to go through this entire challenge. I want them to see a week full of just vibes and everything going on. And yeah. I mean, our group is amazing, guys. I mean, seriously, it just is the atmosphere you want to bring and you want to build. You build this, and then all you got to do is put people in there, and it just grows. Because once you have this atmosphere, people want to be in there. It's like a party constantly. You know, people are having a good time. They're losing weight. They're vibing because they all have something in common. They're all there for one reason, and that's to lose weight, to get healthy. Shakeology. You know, I've got people they're just going crazy. See, I don't believe in starting new groups over and over and over and over, because you have to build those relationships over and over and over. For me, I'd rather have one group where everybody knows everybody, and then we just invite people to the party. We just keep inviting. Party's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then what happens is you got all these people helping you bring new coaches in and helping them get results. So now you've limited your time. You're not always in there posting, you know, every time somebody posts something, because somebody else is posting. So it helps you out. So it frees your time up to invite more. So we have craziness going on in ours. I mean, people are getting results. We got coaches going crazy. I mean, it's just, and then what happens, you got all these people with results. You can use their results because they are in your challenge group. So now I've got 67 people that, you know, I can take their results, you know, and show people. And that's what I do. I'll even post pictures once a week. I'll take like a block and put like all my challengers, whether they're my coaches or not, and say, this is my challengers for the week. This is my challengers for the week. So people see new faces. They know we're building, that we're having challenge group. It's not just something that I'm making up. These are real people. So, and that's why I post that. If you go to my wall now and check it now, you can see where, you know, my coaches, they're all success club. That's hard to say. Success club. And, but yeah, everybody at least gets 2 success club points every month, no matter what. I push for that. I push for Emerald. But yeah, all my coaches that are active coaches, and I probably got about 6 right now that are active. But I push them all the time. I'm always like, you know, what success club you got this week? What success club you got this month? And I post that on my wall. Obviously, you want to get recognition because people see that. They see that you're growing, that you're building something that's going to be something sustainable. They can trust you. They know that you're going to be there. That's what's important.
No, that's awesome. I know Lindsay and Olivia had some more questions.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lindsay. I think you had one.
Hi, Jesse. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi. Okay. Let me try I'm in a hotel room here.
You're living it up in Vegas, huh?
No, we're like in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh, who's in Vegas? Who's in Vegas?
We're at the racetrack, but
Oh, okay. Well, you're still living it up.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
we'll get away. But okay, so this is really cool. So you're doing everything that I feel like I'm telling our coaches to do all the time. P.S. I love your energy. Like, I'm all fired up. But so let me ask you this. You go through everything, they say I'm in, and then you have a script for them, and you just say, okay, here's how it's going to be. You're going to be a premier coach. I'm going to, you know, tell me what kind of Shakeology you want. I'm going to send you the link. Like, what do you do there? Like when they say, okay, I'm in.
Okay, what I do is when I sign them up, I run them through, and then I get them all the way to the bottom. So basically, when I get done with them, the only reason they say no to me is because they don't have any money, honestly. When I make sure I'm done with them, I've got all the stuff on the front end done before I even throw the price at them. That's why you guys got to talk. You're consultants, guys. You got to get this information. You got to find out what they need, what they're about. And if you do all that, I learned this from Anita Myron, guys. Top coach, videos. If you guys go watch the videos. But honestly, just make sure you're doing everything up front. If you do everything up front, by the time you get down to the part where you want to show them what you're going to give them, it's a no-brainer. They're ready, because it's either a no, I'm not ready before they even get to the price, or you're going to sign them up. Okay, so what I do is once I sign them up, okay, I get them in. I ask them before. I used to do the mobile. I sign everybody up through the mobile app, okay? Unless it doesn't work. Sometimes it doesn't work, so I have to send them a link, which stinks because I love the mobile app. But what I'll do is I'll go and set them up, but before I send them a link, I'll ask them a couple more questions. And first question is, I want to already make them part of the group. So I say, you know, before I send you this link, I need a headshot from you so I can introduce you to the group, to your group, keyword. Then I'll say, you know, do you want vanilla or chocolate? Something like that in that aspect, you know, with your Shakeology. So everything I'm telling them, I'm already telling them subliminally, you know, basically that they're getting this stuff. It doesn't matter to me. You're already getting this, okay? That's the confidence part. I know by talking to you, you done told me that you're a 10 because I asked them on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? I'm 11. Oh, well, I don't even tell you anything else. You're ready to go. Let's go. Let's get you signed up. Then I'll ask them basically, once they have their Shakeology, once they tell me they're going to send me their headshot, then I move on to basically tell them the price. I tell them the price at that point. I'm honestly, I wait till the last minute to tell them the price because I want to make sure they're totally in. Yes, they can tell me no, it's too expensive, but I feel that, you know, once I get to that point, if I sign them up and, you know, or if they're ready and they're really ready, the money's not going to matter. It really isn't, guys. If you build up a relationship enough with them, at that point, if they're not ready to sign up, then you missed something. There's something you need to go back and read that, scroll back through and figure out what the heck you did before you go any further with them. And then figure out an objection issue. And then you can either do two things. You can either learn from this failure, which is important, or you can try to save it and backpedal and make it worse. Honestly, I'm like this, you know, if they tell me no, I don't even move on. I'm, you know, if it's a no, I'm not interested, or it's a no, I can't afford it, I'll do one other thing. I'm like, well, I have one other group I can put you in. It's a free group. All right. So always have some kind of free group going on, no matter what. I meant to tell you guys that too. Always do some kind of free group, whether it's a 5-day here, a free 20-day, 21-day, whatever. If you do a free group, you always have something to fall back on. So if you don't get them in, you can say, listen, I understand. Money's the situation. I was in the same situation you were in. Trust me, I get it. So what I'm going to do for you, I don't want to lose you, and I don't want you to feel like you're not able to get help, because I know that you're at a 10 and you want help. So let's move you into this group. Then maybe next month you'll have the money and we can move you back into this group. That's what I do. But honestly, again, it goes back to you talking to them and figuring out what they need. And if you get to the bottom and you give them that price and they say, that's just, I can't afford that, it's because they can't afford it. If you've done all your job exactly right, it's because they can't afford it. And there are a lot of people out there that can't afford it. That's just the way it is. In their mind, they can't afford it. So, I mean, you're not going to get past that barrier. You can be the best salesperson in the world. Honestly, you're just selling somebody that's just not going to be around, you know, if you do that. You're just making them feel uncomfortable because now they're being pressured, and you don't want that. You don't want to sell. You want to be somebody that's going to inspire somebody to do this. You want them to feel like there's something there that you have a bond. That's what's going to drive them to be successful in your challenge group. That's what's going to drive them to be successful as a coach. If you don't have that, then you're building failure. You really are. You're going to build yourself up for failure because they're going to quit. They're not going to be involved. So I hope I answered your question. And if I didn't, I'm sorry. I kind of backpedaled sometimes. So
no, that's good.
I answered your question. Okay,
you still had great things in there. No, for sure. No, I love it. Like, it's true. You have to go through, and I've told, you know, we've gone over this with our team too. You have to make sure that you find out what they need from us. Do they need the group? Do they need the motivation? Do they need the support? And you find out all of that and they say, I'm in. And then what we go over is we go like, okay, I have two options for you. You can sign up as a challenger, or you know, where you're going to pay full retail, and give them, the list of why it is probably not the best choice to go with, or you can sign up as a discount coach, and that has all the fluffy, great things with it. But I think what you're saying is that you don't need to give them those choices. You just say, I'm signing you up as a premier customer. Give me your headshot. Tell me your Shakeology. I'm sending you the link. Right?
Yeah, I can do that. But here's what happens sometimes. Now, I want to give you both scenarios because, again, this is about learning. And you're going to learn from your people. If you built some kind of credibility with them, no matter what, they're going to trust what you said. Okay? Through your posts, your conversations. Yes, we do a lot of guerrilla marketing sometimes because we want to get those successful points. So we go out and we send out invites without building those relationships sometimes. And if you guys are doing that, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure sometimes with that. But you have to expect to get a lot of no's that way. All right. You're going to run through your warm market that way too fast, and you're going to just burn through them. So that's why it's so important. That's why we tell you guys to go out there and build those relationships. This is another reason why, is because when you get to this situation and you're asking them for the sale, more or less, then, if you're not able to close them with that huge opportunity that they're going to save all that money, then there's something missing there, because who would want to pay more money for something? That doesn't make any sense, especially if they don't even have the money. Why would they want to pay for something, more expensive if they can't afford it? So honestly, I throw that in sometimes. I'll maneuver around that sometimes because I just want to make sure that they feel confident. But yeah, I do. I just tell them, I say, all right, I'm going to sign you up as a premier customer. And I tell them what it is. But I tell them first that I'm going to sign them up for a premier customer. And then I'll go into what the difference is after that. So I've already told them in their mind, I've already set them up and said, listen, you're going to be this. This is a better deal. This is what you're going to do. Because, again, it comes back to being the leader, guys. You guys got to be confident. You got to understand that being confident is not just being out there saying, hey, this is me. I'm an awesome Beachbody coach. Being confident is being confident in every single thing that you do. And when you're confident, no matter what you say, people are going to believe and trust you, and they're going to like you because you are being forward about everything. And they trust that. When people know, and trust you, they're going to follow you no matter what you do. So if you're out there and you're being super confident, not pushy, it's a difference, guys. Not pushy, not salesy, confident. Confident in the fact that you know that you have the best product out there right now, that you know that this is the best solution for them to get these results that you just asked them, that they're at freaking 10. You know that they're at 10. Who wouldn't want to do this? So that's what you have to be confident about. So you're already at that point when you get to the bottom of that script that you have. Most of us have the same script. You get to the bottom of that script, you already know, listen, you're signing up as this, but here's your options. Why would you not go with this? That's how I do it. That's how I do it. I just go in with the confidence, knowing that I have the best product in the world, and I'm going to give it to them. It's like going to the desert and having water. That's how I feel, right? When I do this. I have the water. They're in the desert. They're thirsty. Here you go. That's what we have. They need it. Let's give it to them. It's just a matter of making them see that they need it more. And they know it, just whether they're ready or not. Does that answer your question? I'm sorry.
Yes, yeah.
Guys,
that's cool, for sure.
You guys don't get it by now. I am so passionate about this. I think that's what helps drive me too, is because my passion behind it. But if you guys just stay, consistent, you're gonna get this. And once you start to grow, the passion is just gonna come because you're gonna feel like, man, I'm helping a lot of people. Really, I'm helping a lot of people. If you guys can do this, you're going to be able to grow a team that's going to be ridiculous. So, just think in your head that you're going to be successful every single day. When you go hit that computer, you know that you're going to be successful. And the next person you talk to, you're going to help, no matter what. That answer your question? I'll take any more questions. I got all night. I don't have anything else to do. So let's just keep going if you guys want to, or we can cut it short. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I have all night too, so it doesn't matter to me. But if everybody has to go, it's okay.
Gosh, it's already 10 o'clock. Wow. I could
I
listen
know.
tonight too.
All right. Well, if you guys have more questions, I mean, ask away. We can rock it out here and close it out. But, again, like I said, I have a lot that, I can share, but there's a lot of things that you guys, if you just do those 3 things, guys, just do those 3 things every day and do consistent. I mean, I'm talking, do not miss a day. Saturday, Sunday. Yes, I know we got families, guys, but if you just get on there real quick, knock it out, be done, you're going to be more successful. Then as you start to get more successful and you have more time on your hands because you're making more money, you don't have to be stressed out about work. You're working for Beachbody full time. These are the things that you're working up to. So you have to keep that in mind. Yes, I have a family. Yes, they get mad at me because I'm on my phone. Everybody's doing this, but that's why we're doing this. That's why we do this every day, guys, is because we're working to be more successful so we don't have to do this anymore, okay? And yeah, you can do like Scotty Hobbs. Trust me, the guy's awesome. He's got a schedule, but the guy makes a killer living. He's a superstar coach, and he's been able to work himself to that point. These coaches that you see out here doing this stuff, they have a schedule that they can follow. Melanie, all these guys, they have a schedule they can follow because they work to get to that schedule. They work their tails off to get there. This is not something that you can just do. We all have part-time. We're doing it part-time, but you have to work when you're doing it, no matter what. You can't just sit at your computer. You got to get in there, knock this stuff out, and then you can go share your time with your family. Then you can go do whatever you need to do. But at least put that power hour, whatever you want to call it, put that to work. Because if you're not knocking this stuff out, you're just killing yourself. Really.
Awesome. Oh my God, Jesse. We're not gonna be able to sleep tonight. This is awesome. I know Olivia had a question here in our chat. It said, when you're adding so many people to your friends list, do you connect with all of them before you send out an invite? Or do you sometimes invite without ever talking to them?
Okay. Yeah, I touched on that a couple times about guerrilla marketing. That's what we call it. But basically just really sending out invites randomly. And that's when you get down to the wire and you're not at the point where you need to be Success Club wise. What I do is I send out a welcome, like not even an email. It's just a little text that I wrote out and I copy and paste it. So when people friend me back, you know how it pops up there? It says, you got a friend, Joe and Joe, friended you. I'll go in and I'll hit about 5 of those because that's what it shows you each time they come in. And I'll just copy and paste and send out a quick, hey, thanks for being my friend. I'm Jesse. Go check my page out. I mean, I'm more into fitness. I like to get to know you better. Something like that there. Basically just something to say, hey, how you doing? Thanks for friending me. Because, these people, what they do is when they friend you, they see your face because they're going to go check you out before they even friend you back. Trust me. And that's why you want to have all this cool stuff on there that looks really inviting. It's really something that say, hey, the party's here. I'm coming. And, by doing this, you're going to have people that's going to friend you just like that. I mean, we're working on this with my wife now because she's having a hard time. But, she's still new. And my wife didn't work the business when we first got started. She helped me. My wife is my rock, guys. I love her to death. She is my freaking rock. Without her, this doesn't happen, man. It really doesn't. Your spouse, you guys need to, seriously, do not underestimate what your spouse is doing for you guys because, without what she does for me, I can't do this for you. I can't be on this call. I can't, be the leader that I'm being right now because she's in the background taking care of all this stuff. And I signed her up right underneath me. She was one of my first coaches. And honestly, she's not even an Emerald yet, guys. But she just signed up her first 3 coaches this week. So she will be going Emerald. Listen, it's just really gets to that point where you guys need to just focus. Really, you got to be focused. If you want this bad enough, you really want this, you will make it happen. No matter what, you'll make it happen. Whether you get on this call tonight, whether you go to the Super Saturdays, whether you get on your Zoom call with your coaches, or you talk to your customers on the phone, whatever it takes, do it. Because you see these guys, they're successful. They're making tons of money and they're super successful. And the reason they did is because they did this stuff every single day in, day out, exact same thing. They're not doing anything different. They're just building what you're trying to build. Honestly, just stay at it, guys. Just stay at it.
Jesse, do you use the training academy in the back office when you bring on your coaches to show them how to build, or did you make up your own?
I have my own Coach Basics, but I do a GSR call,
Mm-hmm.
and basically what I do is I'll bring them in. I get on the phone with them as soon as I make them a coach. What I do is when I bring a customer in and they're not really a coach, I kind of fill that out. They're for my premier VIP people at that point. They go in the challenge group. But if I know somebody wants to be a coach, I get right on the phone with them as soon as they sign up. I don't wait. Because what happens is if you wait, schedule a call or something like that, I feel that you lose that momentum that you got. You know, that vibe that you just built up on that call, or that message that you kept going that brought them in. And see, I don't bring coaches in on the call. That's what's so different about, what I do is I don't pick up the phone and call them and then talk them into being a coach. Some people do that. If you can do that, you're going to get them signed up, even faster, guys. But what I do is I bring them in on the message. Then as soon as I turn them into a coach, I jump on the phone. I'm like, all right, here's my number. You got my VIP number. Everything's VIP. Everything. This is VIP. If you're in my group, you're in the VIP group. You're in the VIP section. You're hanging out with me. We're going all the way. And that's how I bring them in. I bring them in the VIP. And I want to give them VIP service. So I want to make sure they're on top of it. Here, we're going to get on the phone. We're going to get on our GSR call. I get them right to where they need to go. We get the profile stuff out of the way. I set them up in the back office. They watch those videos. They do all that. And then I send them the Team Aspire. I put their little name on that Team Aspire work thing that we do. And I have them fill that out and take a picture of it and send that to me. And then what I do is I just file all those. When they're falling off and they're not showing up, I just text message that to them real quick and be like, listen, this is what you said you wanted to do. So where we at? And but I haven't really had anybody do that yet. So that was just me thinking that I was going to do it. But that's what I do, guys. Honestly, I'm not doing anything different. I'm just doing it. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing it and I'm making it happen. I'm being consistent. Yeah. By doing that, I'm going to be. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm going to be a 3-star. I'm going to be a 3-star in the next month, guys. That makes me 4 months. 3-star in 4 months. All right. So if you want to be 3-star in 4 months, do what I'm doing. Seriously. I mean, that's what it's about. And my wife, she's already signed up 3 people, and we're going to work on her. She's going to be my 5-star. So if you look at the vision board that we did, and we all did it and took a picture of ourselves at Super Saturday, I put on there I want to be 3-star by the end of the year. I'm going to blow that out of the water. I'm going to be a 5-star by the end of the year, regardless. So, that's non-negotiable.
That's awesome, Jesse. My gosh, it's so amazing. So, I work in a hospital too. I just had to ask you real quick. I want to help so many nurses myself, but they all say that they don't have money. It's crazy. So it's so frustrating.
Well, it really comes down to just, basically what I would do with them is I put them all in the free group.
Yeah, I do that, or the club membership. They like, some of them like just the club membership or the free membership on Beachbody.
Yeah, you're still trying to sell them up for something because they all know that you do this.
Yeah.
So you have to work around that. You have to work around that and get them involved. Get them involved in some kind of challenge group where they are really involved. Heck, they might not just want to do it. They might just be telling you they don't have money because they really just don't want to do it because they're lazy and they just don't want to. They're not ready.
Yeah, totally.
So even though they're in the medical field, it really is. It takes certain people to want to do this. Even though we see diabetes,
wow.
we see other things that happen to these people out there, guys. We are changing so many lives, and I want to touch on this just real quick. With the obesity going on in the world, and I know you guys have heard this. And this is what we're about. We're trying to help these people do this, but you really don't understand. And we get what we've seen this with people come in the medical field, in surgery even. I had people with their feet falling off from diabetes because they just didn't take care of themselves, because they got overweight. They had diabetes too. They get overweight. They just don't think about what it's going to do to their bodies. And then they start to fall apart, and it's not good. It's just, I mean, you got the non-toxic or non-alcoholic. I can't remember the name of it really, but it's basically a liver disease that you get from diabetes too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. I just found that out myself. How did I find out? One of my coaches, Katie, who just went diamond in 30 days, he's having this issue happening with somebody in her family.
Mm-hmm.
This is what drives her. This is her why. So, I mean, these are the things that we do, guys. I mean, honestly, we are making a difference. We're changing lives, and we are saving people, I think, from the self most of the time. I really feel that way. So, but honestly, back to your question with the nurses, I would just try to focus on trying to figure out who is really wanting to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and then focus on them, mainly.
Right.
And just trying to go out and get everybody. Maybe just get them into like a fit club thing. Since you work with them, maybe say, hey, listen, I'm having everybody over to my house for like this thing, and I just want to invite you over to my house. Have like just a little get together. And just say, listen, we're gonna play a game. We're gonna do this. And then put sides on.
Yeah, I had fit clubs all last year in my husband's pole barn, so it was a lot of fun. It was fun.
Sizes is a perfect thing for this. You
I
can
know.
do something all day long, guys. Size is fun. It's the
know.
funnest thing we got right now, and you can pretty much build so much credibility. I get people constantly saying stuff on my videos all the time. So if you guys want to have fun and you want to just invite people to the house, get them on a couple of drinks, give them a couple of drinks, get them on size. They're going to love it. It's just like, remember when the videos came out, or the thing came out where you could play the guitar and everything on I don't know.
Yeah.
We used to do
Hear ya.
that all night long. And that's what this could be. You can use that. You can use it to do that, guys. And really, you can make it happen.
I was going to ask you one more thing. So, Jesse, when you decided to get fit and healthy, what was your motivation? What What made you decide to change?
I had a heart problem. I was overweight. I was 226 pounds.
Wow.
I weigh 158 now. I lost 68 pounds. So, yeah, I know. I started having heart problems, and I went to the doctor, and basically the doctor just told me I was fat. Plain and simple. He didn't beat around the bush. My doctor is, if you guys follow Ohio State, obviously, Dr. Buchanan was my doctor. So his son kicked for Ohio State. But, basically just told me I was fat, and I had to lose weight, or, I was pushing to have something else happen to me. And, it could be something worse. So for me, that was enough. My wife got me on T25. It was hard. I did it, rocked it out, lost 40 pounds. And, and then my coach, who lives across the street, basically, Gene, saw me running one day and asked me if I was interested. And basically, when I do something, I do it all in. And as you guys see, that's what I do.
Yep.
And so that's what I did. It looked like a good opportunity. I jumped in, and I haven't looked back since, guys. Lost another 20-something pounds with 21 days.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, you're such an inspiration, and I admire all the people on this call that have transformations, because I never had one. I was already into fitness, so it was really hard for me to get started in this business, because I was already a figure competitor, and people didn't believe that I could do Beachbody and be a competitor, whatever. But it's worked. It's been amazing. But I tell people all the time, some people look at me and I'm intimidating to them because I've always been fit. They don't believe that these products work. So I need stories like your guys' stories to help my business grow. So you are all inspirations. Everybody on this call that's had, transformations. It's pretty awesome. But I've never had that. So I always had something harder to start out with. It's worked. I've been here for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So I love it. Still love it. But yeah. So Jesse, that's amazing. I'm so glad that you've changed your life around like that. That's awesome.
Well, we're all on our journey. We all have journeys, guys. No matter what, we all have a story of some kind. I know it. I mean, your story's different, but we all have stories of some kind. And yours is just getting healthier. Yeah, you thought you were a competitor, and you always did all these things, but before you started doing Shakeology, you didn't know how you were missing out on the nutrition that you really needed. Mm-hmm. That's a journey.
Yep.
Everything you guys do is a journey. You got healthier. You got more your nutrition changed around. You fit things around to fit your way of life. So you're not dieting all the time, you know, to get competitive. Now you're just living this way.
Right.
Journey. So, I mean, we all have journeys, guys, no matter what. We all matter. We all matter.
You're going to be on stage at Summit. I'm telling you right now, Jesse. You are. I can see it.
We're working on it.
Yeah, it's going to be a done deal. It's not even a question. So, but no, that's awesome.
Does anybody else have any questions or anything? I see some more people. I see the main people up here. All I can see is 4 people. Sorry. So I don't know if anybody else is even on the call anymore. So.
Oh, there's 7 of us on here still.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's still good. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions I had. I think that was pretty much it on my part. Anybody else? And I'll be sharing this call in headquarters.
Oh my gosh. They're going to be like, man, you guys really went into it. Vegas. Yeah, Gabrielle's from Vegas. She lives in Vegas. Nice. So you know Pete Pena?
Hello.
Pete Pena's out that way, isn't he?
Who?
Pete Pena? You know him?
Nope.
He's a big guy in the company. He's a millionaire. He's one of our millionaires. So
now you know. Gabrielle just started as a coach.
Okay. Well, good
Yeah.
for you. Welcome aboard.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. No, and some great advice. So thank you. I have to jump off now because I have to go read a story to my son before he goes to bed.
Oh, you definitely understand. Family. Take care of family. Hey, listen, I mean, again, guys, just do everything. Go back and watch this video. If anything, just go back and watch this video. You know, the things that we're doing, it really isn't a secret. It really isn't anything different. It's just being consistent. If you guys are having a hard time with this, your personal development is going to help you tremendously. I know you've heard this many times, but if you're not doing it, you're just killing yourself. You really are. You really are. So just make sure you focus. Make sure you stay inspired. Make sure you motivate yourself every day, but through your personal development, because your inspiration is going to help inspire other people, and it's going to help them be motivated to move forward and to change their life. And that's really what you need to do. Okay. So just focus on that. Focus on you. Focus on making yourself right. And if you do that, you're going to have other people who are going to be attracted to you, and they're going to come and they're going to join you. They're going to join what you're doing. Seriously.
No, you're right. I still have people this day just messaging me all the time. So
yeah.
So it's awesome. Well, thank you, Jesse, so much. I mean, we could talk to you all night long, but it's nice to know that we know you before you get famous. So.
Oh, I don't know.
No, we appreciate it very much. So we'll let everybody go. Julene, thank you too for talking on our call. So she did awesome too.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. You guys are
too, Julian. I'm watching you.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Like I said, I don't know if I can sleep now, but I appreciate it, Jesse, so much. So I will definitely put this in the team's headquarters so everybody else can listen to you. Okay.
Awesome. All right.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks for your time, guys.
Sure. Thank you.